Okay, so today we're going to be doing a clean girl makeup look, or yeah, clean girl makeup. What that means is that we want like minimalistic, very natural but elevated look. It can be like an everyday makeup look. We don't want any grunge, any like bright colors, anything like that. That's not going to be the point of today's look. Today is just to be clean, polished, and simple. First of all, you're going to want to make sure that you kind of clean up your excess hair. So I'm going to give my mush a little bit of a trimming. And I'm going to also clean up my eyebrows. All right, not too much, just a little. Okay, so I'm already wearing moisturizer. So you're going to start off with skin prep. I'm going to be using my Pierre Cosmetics primer. This is going to be the perfect base for a smooth makeup application. All right, good. So now that we have that on, the next thing we're going to go in with is some foundation. So we're going to be using the L'Oreal True Match, and what I really love about this foundation is that it is very much buildable. So if you want very light coverage, I like to use just one drop. You can apply it with your hands if you want, but today I'm going to use my foundation brush and blend that all over my face. I like to start from the inner part of my face and work my way out so that there's no harsh lines around the perimeter of my face. Okay, so this is like skin but better, and that's generally the look I like to go for when it comes to foundation coverage. Sometimes I do full coverage, other times or most times it's like a light skin like finish, and as you can see, this foundation matches me perfectly. This is a C9 Cool Deep. Next up, I'm going in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the shade Toffee. This is just a few shades lighter than me, and this is just to brighten up the under eye. Because I want control, I want to just put a bit on the back of my hand, because if we go straight in on the skin with the applicator and we put so much of the product, there's no way for us to remove it. But when we go in with our brush, we have more control. So I'm just going to do a light thin layer. Better to go in with too little than too much and have to do a lot of cleaning up afterward. So this is especially useful if you have dark under eyes or if you like a very bright look on your under eyes. And I also like to use it to carve out my brows. So just one fell swoop. And when doing things on your eyes, it's always helpful to have a hand mirror. And we just blend that out. You can use a sponge, you can use the brush. I'm just going to use the brush for now and then move on with a sponge to get a nice skin-like finish with the blend. And the good thing about using a beauty sponge is that it picks up excess products. So if you want like a really nice skin-like finish, not too much product, or you did too much with the product application, and you go in with your sponge. Sometimes I use it damp, sometimes I use it dry. I find that when I have it dry, it gives me more control. So when you're doing your under eyes, you want to look up, because under your eyes have a lot of creases and it can tend to get creasy very easily. So as soon as you're finished with your concealer under eye, especially, you want to go ahead and set it with your loose powder. I'm using the Arista loose face powder. And because it's a clean girl look we're going for, I'm not going too bright on the under eye. I'm going in with the same color as I would use for the rest of my face. And even though I'm doing that, because I've already concealed around the eye, it's still going to appear brighter because the under layer or the first layer is of a brighter nature. So you're still going to get that very bright, very awake eye look. Okay, so I'm just setting around the eyes primarily because it tends to get creasy easily if you don't set it before it fully dries. So this is the KC Collection Oh My Brows pencil, and in the color Ebony. It has a very small point. Yeah, so this is just going to give me a few precision strokes. So what I like to do is go in first with my E.L.F. brow lamination gel and comb the hairs into the direction I want it to be. So you go directly up in the front, and then as you go further back to the end of the brow or to the tail of the brow, you bring it down. Then you use the other end to comb and then press the hairs into place. All right, so that looks really good. It looks really shiny. But what it does is also, it kind of shows up some of the gaps in the brow. So then I go in with the pencil, all right, especially the tail of my brow can be a bit sparse. Okay, so that's it for the brows. Okay, so now for the eyes. Now, once you're not applying any um, lashes, falsies, then you want to give your lashes the best fighting chance as possible. So I would do that by tight lining. This is the NYX Vivid Rich eyeliner in the shade Always Onyx. All right, and you can already see the difference between my both eyes when I do that. So let me just do the other one. All right, so now I'm going in with the Princess Lash, and this is the Curl and Volume Mascara. So typically you're gonna have to do a few coats in this mascara. Because it's a clean girl look, we won't go on the lower lash line, but we can tight line it because it gives the illusion of really nice bold eyes, but no lower lash mascara. Okay, so for the lips, I'm going in with my NYX Line Loud. So I always think of Clean Girl as very like nude vibes. Um, and I love this liner. It's so like, I don't know, if you live in the Caribbean and you like go to Pennywise a lot, then you'll know that a lot of the times the pencils, like the eye pencils, the eyebrow pencils, the lip liners, they're like the same extremely hard formula that digs into your skin. Like I've spoken about that before. This is the best one I've used thus far. I had one from MAC one time that immediately crumbled. It was so pigmented and beautiful, but it crumbled immediately, and it was such a waste of money because you know MAC is really expensive. I don't know if I got a bad batch or what, but this, love it. And then I go in with my Ruby Kisses Duo. This is the Butter Balm Glosses. The first one is in the shade Tantalize. It's this pretty brown. And it smells really nice too. And the other one is in the shade White Lies. And it's more of like a taupe or like cream beige color. So when you're smudging your lips, you don't want to like rub up the whole thing, just like the part of it. And then I want to top it off with this Wet n Wild gloss. And recently I've been using some glosses, and when I'm doing it on top of color, I don't dip the applicator on my lips because then it's going to taint the entire tube. Yeah, recently I've had like a few, what am I saying? Just rambling. Oh yeah, I use a few glossy lip glosses, and it was terrible because it was juicy, like dripping off my lips. I mean, it gave me the shine that I wanted, but at what cost? Because like after what I would find it's on my chin. But this Wet n Wild one is so shiny with no drip, but just a little use. So this is the NYX Butter Than You bronzer, and I'm just gonna use it like blush, very lightly. Very lightly. We don't want too much drama. All right, what do I need to do next? All right, so what I like about a setting spray is that not only does it help your makeup to last, but it also helps it to blend like all the powderiness. And because you're going for a clean gel finish, we're definitely going to want that kind of like skin like tone to it. So this is like the second to last step. I'm gonna allow that to dry. And then finally, because I want to give that skin like finish, I'm gonna just go over some of my moles lightly. Yeah. And that's it. All right, guys, so this is the end of the video. This is the look. All of the items that I used in today's video is going to be linked in the description box below. You can get them on Amazon. And don't forget, if you like this video, to share it with your family, share it with your friends, leave me a heart, a eye, something in the comment section down below. And don't forget to watch my next video. All right, love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye.